The Bold and the Beautiful, June 2nd, 2025. Betrayal, confrontation, and a loaded gun. As summer unfolds in The Bold and the Beautiful, storm clouds gather over Los Angeles. Darker and more dangerous than ever before. At the center of this chaos stands Luna Nozawa, once a rising designer at Forrester Creations, now a woman teetering on the brink of madness. Her obsession has festered into something unrecognizable. Her target? Steffi Forrester Finnegan. And her weapon? A loaded gun and a dangerous sense of entitlement. What began as a hidden resentment has evolved into an unrelenting thirst for revenge, setting the stage for a dramatic, possibly fatal showdown, one that coincides with actress Jacqueline McInnes Wood's real-life maternity leave and Steffi's temporary departure from the show. Luna's descent didn't happen overnight. The signs have been there, simmering behind forced smiles, boiling beneath polite conversation. Last summer, Luna locked Steffi in a cage, a twisted, symbolic move to silence the only woman who dared to get too close to the truth. Steffi nearly exposed the secret that Luna was desperate to keep hidden, her role in the deaths of Hollis and Tom Starr. Both men, innocent yet caught in the wake of Luna's unraveling, died under suspicious circumstances, and Luna made sure Steffi couldn't talk by imprisoning her like a wild animal. That moment should have been the breaking point, but it was only the beginning. Now, with her crimes unpunished and her envy inflamed, Luna views Steffi not only as a threat to her freedom, but as the final obstacle standing between her and the life she believes she deserves. In her mind, Steffi is the evil stepmother trope brought to life, a cold, manipulative woman who has barred Luna from building the fantasy she's constructed around John Finnegan, her biological father. In Luna's fractured perception, Finn belongs to her. His home, his love, his attention, all of it is meant for her. Not for Steffi. Not for Kelly. Not for Hayes. Only for Luna. What complicates this already combustible situation is Sheila Carter's role in Luna's twisted worldview. For a while, Luna believed Sheila would be her greatest ally, another woman outcast by the Forresters, another soul clawing her way into acceptance and love. Luna saw in Sheila a mentor, a guardian, a reflection. And for a time, Sheila nurtured that bond, believing Luna to be family. But even Sheila, with all her flaws and history, draws a line, and Luna crossed it. When Luna spoke the words aloud, "I want Steffi gone," Sheila's entire demeanor changed. She'd heard that phrase before. She'd said that phrase before. And she knew what it could lead to. Alarmed, Sheila issued a firm warning: never speak of harming Steffi again. She's spent too many years trying to prove she's changed, working to re-enter her son's life. To risk it all for the madness of someone else, even her own blood. Sheila's redemption arc has been painful, slow, and incomplete, but she knows one truth: Luna must be stopped. Luna, however, refuses to be deterred. Sheila's caution is met with silence. Luna's smile fades. There's no compromise in her eyes, only resolve. Sheila's warning means nothing. The next time we see Luna, she's alone, staring at a photo of Steffi, her hand trembling as she picks up a gun. It's not just symbolic. It's real. Cold steel in her palm. A future rewritten in her head. She envisions Steffi gone, Finn devastated, and herself stepping in to pick up the pieces. The green-eyed jealousy that's been brewing now erupts. Luna sees Finn reading bedtime stories to Kelly. She sees him tying Hayes' shoes. She sees the life Steffi has and believes it's been stolen from her. She wants Finn to look at her that way, to see her not as a lost daughter, but as the only daughter, the only woman who truly understands him. It's a fantasy born of loneliness and delusion, and it's fueled by the belief that everything would be perfect if Steffi were no longer in the picture. The last time a gun was raised in Steffi's direction, it was in the hands of Sheila herself. Back in 2022, in another volatile confrontation, Sheila pulled the trigger and left Steffi bleeding on the ground. That act of violence changed the Forrester family forever and sent Sheila back into the shadows. It also served a practical purpose. It was a convenient way to write Steffi out temporarily while Jacqueline McInnes went on maternity leave. Now, history is poised to repeat itself. But this time, the gun is in Luna's hands. And this time, the stakes feel different. As Luna creeps closer to enacting her plan, whispers circulate throughout Los Angeles. Ridge is on edge. Finn senses something isn't right. Sheila, torn between the love she still holds for the girl she thought was her granddaughter and the maternal instinct to protect her son, begins to unravel. She faces a choice: stand by Luna and risk everything she's rebuilt, or intervene and sacrifice the last shred of connection she has with someone who saw her as family. The confrontation is inevitable. Steffi and Luna cross paths alone, in a secluded part of the cliff house. The waves crash in the distance, but the air is dead still. Luna confronts Steffi with cold fury. She accuses her of poisoning Finn against her, of denying her the right to a father. Steffi, pregnant and exhausted from weeks of tension, tries to stay calm. But she knows what's happening. Luna isn't just angry. She's unhinged. The gun appears. Time freezes. Steffi doesn't run. She speaks. She tries to reach the girl beneath the madness. She tells Luna she's not her enemy. That Luna has a future, but not if she pulls that trigger. Luna wavers. Her grip loosens. Tears blur her vision, but the anger remains. Then comes the twist. A figure rushes into view. Sheila. In a moment that echoes the past but feels entirely new, Sheila doesn't hesitate. She throws herself between Steffi and Luna just as the gun goes off. A single shot rings out. Blood splatters. Screams erupt, and Luna drops the weapon, horrified by what she's done. Sheila collapses to the ground, the bullet lodged in her side. Steffi kneels beside her, stunned. Luna trembles, rooted to the spot. Sirens wail in the distance. Finn, Ridge, and Deacon burst through the door seconds later. The aftermath is explosive. Sheila is rushed to surgery. Luna is arrested. The truth comes out in shards: her crimes, her obsession, her threats. Deacon watches helplessly as the girl Sheila once claimed as kin becomes the monster Sheila tried so hard to leave behind. Finn, overwhelmed with grief, can't process the events. His mother nearly died to save his wife. His alleged daughter tried to kill her. Everything he thought he understood is crumbling. His loyalty to Sheila, his cautious attempts at redemption, now clash with the harsh reality that she did what no one else could. She saved Steffi. Ridge stands beside his daughter, shaken to the core. He thought he'd seen the worst. He was wrong. Now, he sees Luna not as a troubled young woman, but as a threat that nearly cost him everything. He demands justice. As for Steffi, she's left changed. The confrontation, the bullet, the blood, it's too much. The safety of her children, the strain on her body, the emotional toll, it breaks her. The doctors advise rest, recovery, removal from the storm. And, just like that, Steffi Forrester Finnegan leaves town. She departs quietly, slipping away to an undisclosed location to heal, to protect her unborn child, and to regain the peace that Luna stole from her. It's not forever, but it's final for now. A graceful exit. A powerful pause. A well-earned breath. Meanwhile, Luna sits in a cold jail cell, her future obliterated. Whatever dreams she had are gone. She's not the heir to Finn's love. She's not a daughter. She's not a designer. She's a cautionary tale. The girl who tried to rewrite her story with a bullet and lost everything instead. Sheila survives. Scarred, shaken, but alive. For the first time, the Forresters look at her not as a threat, but as a woman capable of something human: sacrifice. Finn, conflicted, begins to soften. Deacon stands by her. Redemption, once impossible, now seems within reach. And as the camera pans over the cliff house, empty and silent, one thing is clear: Steffi may be gone, but her presence lingers like a storm that just passed. The damage is done. The pieces lie shattered. And Los Angeles will never be the same. Because in the bold and the beautiful, the past never dies. It reloads. It aims. And sometimes it fires. June 2nd, 2025. A date that will go down as a turning point in the bold and the beautiful saga. What begins as another tense Monday morning quickly escalates into chaos, danger, and revelations that rip through the lives of every character touched by the tangled web of Sheila Carter Sharp, Deacon Sharp, Luna Nozawa, and Steffi Forrester Finnegan. Secrets are exposed. Alliances shatter. Blood might spill. And Sheila, once the villain, now stands at the crossroads of redemption or ruination. It starts with Deacon Sharp, the man who built a fragile life out of second chances, who fell for Sheila again despite every warning, now finds himself blindsided. He stumbles upon the truth Sheila never intended for him to learn. That all this time, while she claimed honesty and transparency, she was hiding her connection to Luna Nozawa. A connection deeper and darker than he ever suspected. A connection forged in blood and betrayal. For weeks, Sheila had masked her motives. She played the role of the reformed woman, the loving wife, the doting grandmother-to-be. But beneath the surface, she had rekindled a secret bond with Luna, the young woman she believed to be her granddaughter. When Luna hinted that she was Finn's daughter, it lit a fire in Sheila. After years of longing for connection, for family, for something pure, she believed she had found her place in the next generation. A legacy. But Luna isn't innocent. Not anymore. The sweet-faced woman who arrived in LA with ambition has been overtaken by obsession. Her growing hatred for Steffi Forrester has consumed her. What began as a grudge has now metastasized into full-blown madness. Luna is on a mission, and that mission is Steffi's destruction. Deacon, upon discovering Sheila's continued involvement with Luna, confronts her. It isn't a shouting match. It's colder, sharper. Deacon doesn't explode. He withdraws. He looks Sheila in the eye and asks the only question that matters. Did you lie to me again? Sheila, shaken, scrambles to explain. She tells him how Luna presented herself. How she saw herself in the girl. How, for a moment, she thought she was doing the right thing, building bridges, healing old wounds. But then the darkness emerged. Sheila saw it, the same rage. The same impulsiveness, the same willingness to destroy. Luna was nothing like the innocent she portrayed. She was more like the old Sheila than even Sheila could stomach. She's me, Deacon. Sheila confesses, but without any of the regret, without any of the lessons. That's when Deacon understands. He's angry, yes, but not shocked. He always had a feeling about Luna. Something never added up. Her sudden arrival, her obsession with Steffi, the way she watched Finn like she owned him. Now it all clicks. And Deacon does what no one expects. He forgives Sheila. Not because she deserves it, but because he knows what it's like to be caught between love and truth. What he demands in return, though, is non-negotiable. Sheila must stop Luna. Whatever it takes. Sheila agrees. And now, the stakes are higher than ever. Meanwhile, Steffi Forrester is unaware of the imminent threat that's closing in. She believes the worst is behind her. Sheila neutralized. Finn loyal. Ridge protective. But danger is never far when Luna is involved. With Ridge promising the family's safety and Steffi trying to focus on her pregnancy, she lets her guard down. That's when Luna strikes. Slipping past security, Luna confronts Steffi alone. No cameras. No backup. Just fury and a gun. The confrontation is electric. Luna hurls accusations, how Steffi stole her life, her future, her rightful place. She blames Steffi for turning Finn against her, for manipulating everyone around them. Steffi tries to reason with her, to de-escalate, but Luna is past reason. The gun shakes in her hand, but her voice is steady. She's not there to talk. She's there to end it. What follows is a moment of sheer terror. Steffi, vulnerable and very pregnant, stares down the barrel of Luna's weapon. For a heartbeat, everything stands still. Time freezes. Then, out of nowhere, a shadow bursts into the room. It's Sheila. She doesn't hesitate. She throws herself between Luna and Steffi, screaming her name. Luna, no. But Luna's finger tightens on the trigger. And just like that, the shot is fired. Blood spatters. Screams echo. And in that instant, everything changes. The bullet doesn't hit Steffi. Sheila, in an act of unimaginable sacrifice, takes the hit. She crumples to the floor, bleeding, gasping, but alive. Luna, in shock, drops the gun and stares at what she's done. Her idol, her mentor, her protector, bleeding because of her. Deacon arrives moments later. He sees Sheila on the ground, sees Luna frozen, and doesn't hesitate. He calls for help, tackles Luna to the floor, and takes control. Steffi, in shock, grabs her phone to call Ridge and Finn. The cavalry is on the way. At the hospital, chaos unfolds. Sheila is rushed into emergency surgery. Luna is taken into custody. Ridge explodes in rage. Finn, torn between loyalty and betrayal, can barely process what's happened. His mother just saved his wife. His possible half-sister just tried to kill her. As Sheila fights for her life, the narrative flips. For years, she was the threat, the manipulator, the danger. But now she's the protector, the woman who laid down her life for a chance at redemption. For Finn, for Deacon, for Steffi, for peace. Deacon refuses to leave her side. He pleads with doctors. He makes promises to whatever god is listening. And in the end, Sheila survives. Barely. But the damage is done in more ways than one. Luna is facing attempted murder charges. Her dreams of power, of belonging, are shattered. Steffi is left reeling. She almost died. Her unborn child almost died. And the woman she feared most, Sheila Carter, turned out to be her savior. Finn is lost in the fog. He's grieving the idea of family. He's processing the reality that Luna may be his half-sister, and yet she tried to kill his wife. He doesn't know what to feel. His heart is torn in too many directions. Hope, anger, guilt, grief. Ridge, ever the protector, vows this will never happen again. He doubles security. He promises Steffi that Luna will pay. And for once, he has no words of hate for Sheila. Just silence. And maybe respect. As for Sheila, her act of heroism doesn't erase the past, but it rewrites the present. She may never be fully trusted. She may never be embraced. But in this moment, she's no longer the monster in the shadows. She's the woman who took a bullet for her family. The episode ends with Deacon holding Sheila's hand in the hospital room, whispering promises of a future. Outside, Luna sits in a cell, replaying her downfall. And in the Cliff House, Steffi clutches her belly, tears in her eyes, knowing just how close she came to losing everything. June 2nd, 2025. The day loyalties were tested, lives were saved, and the line between villain and hero blurred forever. And as the dust settles, one truth remains unshaken. In the bold and the beautiful, no one is ever just one thing. And sometimes, redemption comes with the loud crack of a gunshot.